Hello, Forest City Middle School parents. My name is Sarah Leichsenring, and I'm the 6-8 middle school principal. I'd like to take a few minutes to address a topic that I know has been prominent in the world of education recently, the Iowa Core. I've received many questions from parents and community members as to why we're headed this direction, what the Iowa Core actually is, how it benefits our children, and where we are at in the process here at FCMS. Stay tuned, as hopefully I'm able to address a few of these questions. One of the first questions that typically comes from the public is why we're using the Iowa Core. I want to explain that the Iowa Core standards emphasize complex, real-world skills rather than basic skills or rote memorization. This is critical in our knowledge-driven economy that demands problem-solving, creativity, and critical thinking both in careers and in personal choices. The Core also provides our students, parents, and teachers with a clear, common understanding of what knowledge and skills should be mastered at every grade level. This really allows us to work together towards shared goals. Ideally, we will see an increased communication between all staff, students, and parents. It's also important to note that Iowa was the last state to adopt rigorous statewide standards. Local control, meaning control within our own districts, has always been a priority for the state of Iowa. The adoption of the Iowa Core should only enhance this idea. While our student achievement hasn't slipped, other states have improved at a faster rate. This is something we felt as a state needed to be addressed. I also want to provide some background information for those of you who are just hearing of the Iowa Core standards. Iowa legislators passed the Iowa Core into law in 2008. Yes, you heard me correctly, law. Under state legislature guidelines, the Iowa Core is not an implementation choice, even though as a district we still have a considerable amount of control. The Iowa Core standards set learning goals for each grade level, from kindergarten through 12th grade, in the areas of math, English language arts, science, social studies, and 21st century skills. Now that you have an idea of why we're adopting them and where they came from, let me provide a few more details about what the standards actually look like. The Iowa Core standards are statewide expectations for what students should know and be able to do in English, math, science, social studies, and 21st century skills, such as financial and civic literacy. For example, this means that our 7th graders will not only be studying the solar system, but will also be learning and demonstrating how to analyze data and create charts and graphs. This may look a little different than how you studied the solar system while in middle school. I want to be clear in stating that the standards establish what students need to learn, but not how they should be taught. Even though they were created by the state of Iowa, our district and buildings continue to set and oversee decisions about our classroom instruction. That means our teachers and students still have the freedom to show creativity and how they teach and demonstrate their learning. I've also been asked if this is just a Forest City idea, or if other schools are going this direction. This is a great question, and one that I can confidently answer, explaining that all other districts in our conference and surrounding area are also implementing the Iowa Core. Once again, I want to emphasize that teachers still have control over their classrooms. The standards do not prescribe teaching or lesson plans, nor do they define what curriculum our teachers choose to use. Just as I stated earlier, the Iowa Core is a law created through our state legislature. Choosing not to put the standards into practice could endanger our school district's accreditation status. This is not something we anticipate we will encounter, as we have a very motivated and collaborative staff ready to work with students and parents. Now we get to the most important question of them all. What are the benefits for my child? This is a very valid question and makes me proud as a principal to know how invested our parents are in their children's educational experience. I'm happy to say that our goal through the use of the Iowa Core standards is to make sure our students are better prepared for college or career training after high school. These standards truly help bring alignment among different grade levels and content areas to ultimately make a better school experience for our students. Is this something we will be able to notice right away? Maybe not, but over time, we should be able to see considerable gains. What is most exciting to our staff is that your child will benefit from greater collaboration between their teachers around what is being taught and how they can work together for your children to meet their goals. We are firm in the belief that our building and district decisions are what is best for kids. Finally, I'd like to address what our next steps look like for staff and students at FCMS. We are currently working together as a staff to evaluate what we already have in place and where we need to focus our efforts. There is no use in reinventing the wheel with new practices if we already have specific ones in place. Our staff has collaborated to set goals and establish a timeline, which is in line with that of the state, which will be shared soon with the public to keep you informed about shifts as we progress to full alignment with these standards. We are planning a fall meeting to update the community on where we are at in the process. In the meantime, stay tuned to our teachers' Twitter accounts, school website, and local media as we continue to keep you updated with our progress. Some of you may be asking, what can I do as a parent? Let me tell you, most importantly, what you can do is please ask your children about their school day. They are our best critics and gauges as we move through this process together. I want to thank you for becoming more informed and taking an active role in your child's education. There is no doubt that it's a team effort to develop kind, caring, informed, and connected young people in our community. The more we can partner together, the better. Please feel free to peruse the attached links to the Iowa Corps website to answer any other questions you may have. There are parent guides to show what standards look like at each grade level. I am also available for questions through my email below or school phone number. Once again, thank you for sharing your children with us every day. Go Indians!